Got a Kizer here. Pardon me. And can I tell you that in this box is one of my Grail knives? Yeah, buddy. I mean, it's been an interesting summer because I have I have a really good group of Grail knives. You know, knives that are just on my list, and I hunt them down, and they have just showed up in the best of ways, and this one did as well. So let's get to this knife, man. This is a Kizer Escort, Dirk Pinkerton design, S35 blade, titanium scales, and it is the standard titanium one. And yeah, is this an elusive little dude here? Now, I just love I think they call it a clutch lock, could be axis lock, I don't know what they call it. I'm not a semantic person, but I love my one in aluminum scales with the 20 CV. But I always wanted to get just the standard, the original, the OG in titanium scales. Yeah. Come on. I just hope it's moments like this you think to yourself, don't let me down. I think that's going to be the theme song. Don't let me down, man. Come on, you got to be all that, buddy. I'm going to leave that box over in the corner there. Actually, no, I'm not. It's just a distraction. Let's get rid of it. Yeah, titanium scales. I believe titanium pocket clip. Let's get the blade out. How similar? Man, this thing's girthy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is so me. Oh, man. So it was booked as new, out of the box, lightly handled, but never carried. I see a couple of little dingers. Like there's a little, it's hard to not get snail trails on. If you handle it, you're going to end up with something. Like there's a little, I mean, maybe all that'll come off when I wash it. But I'm looking here. I don't see any wear. I don't see any wear on the pocket clip. I don't believe it's ever been in a pocket. Yeah. Oh, so nice. Yeah, so frame lock version versus the newer version. This is the original titanium scale. Should be S35VN steel. Yeah. It's got like a stonewash finish on it. Really tough feeling finish. I can feel it. Basically back flipper only. It's got that fuller on it, but you can't get to that. Yeah, there's no access point. And, listen, it doesn't look like a hinderer at all, but it's got some of those characteristics, wonderful jimping here, the jimping down below. And it's got the exact same ergos as my clutch lock. Pardon me. I am fully ready to say that the other one, the aluminum scale version with the 20 CV steel, the action on it, the ergonomics, the blade, just the whole package, it is definitely a top tier knife for me. It's not, by far, it is not the most expensive knife in my barn. Not even close, man. But I really like that knife. And this one, it's just going to bring it on home, man. Let's get in this thing. I want to see what's up. So the pivot is in there opposite of what I would like it to be. So if it's not captured, I'll be flipping that, get this side over to the show side. Um, are we T8s on everything? Everything but the pocket clip, I believe. Yeah. That's actually a T10. Yeah, they brought the big guns. I think I got one right here. Yes. Yep. I mean, it may be captured because that feels like it's got a bunch of Loctite on it, and it started to rotate under my finger over here, and then it stopped. But, ooh, is that Loctited up in there? I say that, but I don't see any Loctite on the threads. Interesting. I am going to pull from this side. Is that captured? See, it is captured. So the only way it can go is the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this side so that hopefully I can reassemble down onto the knife. But, of course, as I try to do that, the other side comes out. It's okay. Let's just get this one. Yeah, these two screws were pretty loose. And I should come apart now. It's just kind of janky, kind of odd because the other scale's wanting to come off, you know, the pivots down through this side, and it's just not optimal. I think what's holding us up is the stop pin. It's captured in that titanium. There it is. It's got legit ceramic bearings in here. Very nice. That feels like it's ready to come out. We're pretty dry in here. I mean, the bearings just fall right out. I think I'll leave those be. Yeah, we're pretty dry in here. This hasn't been maintenance, maybe not oiled since it was new. Well, I'm not gonna dig too much deeper into it, but I am going to use some ethanol that evaporates, kind of filmless, and give it a good cleanup. I don't necessarily do that with all the knives I bring in, but when it's a Grail piece, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Golly, this has been on my search list for quite some time. And I mean, this one just popped up right in front of me one day, and with the opportunity to just get it bought. Like, I didn't have to play around. And it was so much, it was so reasonable. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Just, what can I say? I was just lucky, man. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Yep. I've had a few others this last summer that I've had to dig deep. I had to, when I saw it, I had to go, well, how bad do I really want it? Because it was in a live auction or whatever. And, in those live auctions, man, you mess around, you're going to find out. You really want it. There's one. And, I can tell you for me, I saw it a few times this last summer. I really, really, really wanted it. Really wanted it. And then I shortened up my bid, and I bid fat. Like, there's a couple I bid $200 or more. Like, really threw money more money than the knife is worth. Like it's collector value money, that kind of thing. And but I came up short. I was like, yeah. I mean, if it's more than that, I don't want it. And then of course somebody outbid me, and I was like, oh, I should have bid more because will I ever see one again? I don't know. It's one of those things, man. When you're a collector of something, and I'm a collector of knives and firearms and a few other things, but when you're that way and you have access to something that's on that list, you kind of gotta make you get faced with a decision. How bad do I want it? Because chances are somebody else wants it, and yeah, that happened to me a couple of times this last summer. Somebody else wanted it more than me, and off it went. Yeah, we got to go from this side, which is it's kind of awkward because you end up going against you end up fighting against the frame lock here, the spring of it. You know what I mean? And there's quite a bit of tension on that, but I mean the knife runs really well, really snappy. So I'm not gonna bother it. I'll let it be. And it's just a back flipper. I mean, if I had Spidey flick or thumb flick, if I had some other things going, maybe I would adjust that. But just that back flipper, man, it just snaps super hard. There's no reason for me to bother with it. Cleaned up nice though. Get some lube on these ceramic bearings. I think the knife's gonna run better. Oh, look at this. Oh, just the shape and the grind. Look at the grind that Kizer put on that. Woo. Come on, man. And no, I wasn't quite this excited about the the clutch lock version. I was excited about it. Man, I do like it. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I was pretty excited about it. But this one, the black against the raw titanium, there's something going on here. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm fighting this lock, but that's what happens. All right. Yeah, I thought maybe that wouldn't hold. I think I have to turn. I got to turn that pivot just slightly. Yeah, let's try that. I think that stop pin. Let me try to get this going. Yeah, that feels right now. Oh, Yeah, it popped out of there. Sure did, I felt it. Dang it. Dang it. I don't think I'm lined up. I'm gonna have to pull this and look. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, that's the bummer of this whole doing it backwards like that. Just gonna have to line it back up and start over. That looks square. Alright, let's try it again. Take two. I mean, it was kind of my fault. I started screwing that in, and then I relieved my pressure on it, and it allowed that other side to pop out of there. Yeah, that's not lined up. It's turned just the tiniest little bit. Here we go. I mean, whew. So stop pin is not seated. There it goes. Ooh, come on now. Let's get a screw in it. There was a lot of silence in that video, but I was focused. I can't chew gum and walk either. Oh, it turned again. You dirty dog. Yeah, it spun on me again. I felt it under my finger. It just, I didn't have enough pressure down on it, and it turned that pivot. So when I pull this screw, it's not going to be lined up, because I felt it. It definitely turned. I mean, it's really close. Let's try it. See if it still goes. It's just so, the screw is, there, it popped in. Now if I can keep that tension on it and get it tight enough to where it can't back out, we should be home. Ooh, it tried to back out there. You dirty dog. It's trying to push that other side out. There, I got you. Whew, come on, man. Wow. We're centered, so I think that's where we need to be. But let's get these other two screws in. And, oh, wow. That was a challenge, man. All right. Snug these up now. Check this side just to be sure. And I want to check those pocket clip screws. Yeah, they're tight. Okay. Well, so how are we? Yeah, we're solid as a rock. Wonderful. Got about 35% lock up there, and it is rigid. And without a doubt, if it had thumb studs or a Spidey flick, I probably would take some of that detent off because, man, that's way over there. But with just that back flipper, and this action runs really well, I'm not going to bother it. I am going to put a little bit of oil on that detent ball. I didn't do it because it's opposite. Normally I would see that track where that ball is running, but I can't see it because it's underneath when you're opposite like that. All right, well, we're all functional and together. Let's give it a quick wipe, and then we'll finish checking this thing out, checking it in. Let's talk about the action on this. And you know I'm biased. Like, I mean, if you catch me not being critical of this knife, all I can tell you is I'm caught, right? Like, cause yeah, I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. But yeah, I mean, it takes just a little bit of coaxing and then gravity. The thing is so smooth. Uber locked up, really nice thick blade stock here, but everything, I mean, just the weight of it just runs this thing wonderfully. Access to the lock bar, this is lowered a little bit and scalloped, and then the actual lock bar is scalloped, and so really easy to get to it. It's got a little bit of tension on it, and I could make it lighter, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it as is. It's in great shape. I mean, I'll call it A minus action. It's just, it's not, listen, its counterpart in that, I had to go look, make sure clutch lock was their thing. I thought it was, but I said it enough times, it's like, man, I got to be sure now. So, listen, the action on this is not as good as the one that I have with the clutch lock. It's just not, but it is really nice. And this one weighs quite a bit more. The other one in that aluminum is definitely lighter. This titanium, I mean, I didn't really look, but it's not skeletonized inside at all. It's just a solid slab of titanium, both sides. And I like it. I don't always have to have a featherweight knife. One of the difficult things with this knife is going to be not to put this bad dude in my pocket. Yeah, A minus on the action. Let's talk about ergonomics. So I can get this reverse grip that I like a lot. I can get it, but the standard grip on this thing, not so confident, very confident. I mean, this thing starts to ride up towards very confident. All this wonderful jimping on the back, the jimping back here, digging into the palm. This here for my fingers to lock into, and then this wonderful finger guard and detent for my fingers to get up underneath. I mean, I am really tucked into this knife, and the reverse grip's going to be the same. It's got a nice arc here to get my thumb on it. Yeah, wonderful ergonomics. I mean, it's just I am partial to this piece for sure. Pocket clip check. And I didn't follow my reverse order. I've been trying to do it. Yeah, the tension on it's kind of light. It definitely would need to be tightened up if I'm going to carry it in pocket. Um, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it because if I wanted, you know what, I'm not gonna, because I don't foresee this going in my pocket anytime soon. I have so many knives that I can stick in my pocket and scratch up and you know mess with that. I think I'm gonna leave this Grail piece alone. I'm not gonna smash it up my pocket because now that I've wiped it off, I don't see any snail trails on it. I mean, it represents that it's in new condition, and so I'm gonna leave it there. Um, what about safety on this knife? So I'm not going to pull the pocket clip because I don't intend to put it in my pocket. I'll just leave it be. Can I touch that blade? Yeah, there's no blade contact there, and the tip is recessed. That final little hump right there gets me just around that blade. So nice. Uh, the pocket clip's okay. It just needs a little tension. The tip's good, and then I'm confident I can manhandle this knife any which way and not contact that blade. Speaking of the blade, I wonder if that S35 was sharp back in the day. Yeah, smooth, man. Yeah, wonderful. So I don't need to break away and look for price and availability because both are just unicorns, man. I mean, they pop up occasionally. I saw one of these on Arizona custom knife where you can list your higher end knives, and I think it was going for 350 or something on their site. So if you found one, I don't know what you could expect to pay for it. I would venture to say that it's probably 200 plus would be the expectation. Brand new like this one in this great a condition, never been in a pocket. I don't know. It wouldn't shock me if somebody didn't want 350 or more. And there's probably guys like me out there that would be happy to pay that for this new knife to get it in our collection. Yeah, pretty cool. I think new when it came out. I am gonna find that info. Yeah, new when these were in circulation, they were 150 to $160, depending on who was selling it. Yeah. So, anyways, Kizer Escort frame lock, full titanium, S35VN. It's got the raw titanium and then the blacked out blade. Very cool. And a blacked out pocket clip, titanium pocket clip. Well, listen, I appreciate y'all sharing my little love affair with this piece. And we'll catch the next one. Appreciate y'all watching.